How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of mystery beer time in the form of, I have no idea. Say this every time, but you never know if people haven't watched them before. Mystery beers are beers. I have no idea what they are. People send these to me, wrapped up like this. You know, I can't tell anything about this beer. I'm going to open it and drink it. I'm going to talk about it, you know, kind of talk about what kind of beer I think it is, the bits and pieces that go into the beer itself. Sometimes I go as far as to guess the exact beer. Oddly enough, I'm quite right when I usually do that. But yeah, it's a fun process and it's a fun experiment. It's probably, in my eyes, the only way to really truly kind of go into a beer totally blind, without knowing anything. You know, a lot of people do blind beers, but they're kind of beers that you have in your fridge, and even if you have 100 beers in your fridge, you have a 1 in 100 guess. If you kind of know what beers you have in your fridge, you can narrow it down pretty damn quick. So this is really the only way to kind of test your mettle. Yeah, here we go. No idea what it is. This one has a brown, deliciously brown napkin with some sweet kind of, you know, masking tape floating around it with a little bit of kind of packing tape on it. Expertly wrapped up by my boy, Steven. Thank you very much, brother. He sent me off a bunch of beers, and some mystery, some not. And this is one of them. Stouts, man. Maybe not a stout. I don't know. It kind of looks like a stout from a distance, quite quick. But it actually has a kind of... the head dissipated really quickly on it, and it has this murkiness to it. So it kind of has me thinking it might be something outside of your normal stout. What am I thinking from a distance? It just looks like it has a decent ABV to it, and because it has the look it has, which is a really rich, deep, dark brown, in that head went south really quick. It could be two different things. It could be a sour beer, which I don't think it is. Not really getting a hint of it in here, or this is adjunct. It's got to be adjunct. These glasses are clean. You can see there's even a little bit of kind of flecky particulate up there from the beer being poured. So yeah, I'm guessing some kind of adjunct laden beer, something with oils in it, like your coconut or like a peanut butter or something like that. So yeah, it's dirty, murky doo-doo water brown. Let's get a nose. So yeah, it's an adjunct. I'm going to guess it's probably somebody's brown ale or stout. Somebody might call this stout, but they might be wrong. Yeah, it's got its soft, rich sweetness to it. You know, there's a little bit of kind of peanut butter vibes to it. There's a nice amount of chocolate to it. It doesn't smell like it has a huge ABV to it, but it's rich. It's got an added component of chocolate, it smells like, to it. It smells like it has a little bit of touch, maybe of like a subtle nuttiness. I don't even go as far as peanut butter, but the way that head kind of dissipated, and the way, and having that thought of peanut butter in my head kind of makes me think it might have peanut butter in it. But yeah, she smells nice. Smells like a nice kind of lower ABV stout or a kind of a brown ale. I'm gonna dive right in. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird beer. It's really dry. It's really dry. What makes me want to think maybe it hit wood at some point in time. It doesn't really have any kind of spirit going for it, so it's almost like a wood-aged beer. Again, it doesn't taste like it has a huge ABV on it, you know, flirting around maybe. I want to say it's like 5.5% to 6%, but it's probably more closer to 7 and 7.5%. You know, chocolate in there, a little bit of peanut butter vibes. If you told me coffee was in it, fine. I could definitely get down with that, but that's pretty much it. It's not that good of a beer. You know, it's flat. It's lacking carbonation. That in and of itself is kind of a poopy thing. And, yeah, it's more like a nutty brown ale than that peanut butter. That's what I kept kind of talking about, peanut butter, and it's kind of put in my head because of the way that head dissipated. But you know what this kind of reminds me of? I'm going to tell you right now is that I had a beer sent to me by a brewery, by Canned Heat Brewing, and they sent me their B-Boy Stance, which is a kind of coconut brown ale, and it reminds me of that, with way less carbonation. That one had more carbonation to it. It was a little bit more vibrant from its flavor standpoint, but it's really lacked in that coconut aspect of things. It kind of reminds me of that beer a little bit. But the lack of the carbonation kills it. So yeah, some of these brown ale, nutty. I'm almost leaning like it probably has something like coconut in it, but that's not showing. There has to be a reason why that head dissipated so quickly, and it's not from the beer turning. And it's really dry to the point where I think there's a wood component involved. But again, that can be spices or something like that. And that's all I have. I mean, yeah, it's not showing all that well, to be perfectly honest with you. At least for me. I don't think it's showing all that well. So let's give it unwrapping, see what she's got. Did I miss anything? I'm not going to guess the beer. I already said it kind of reminded me of that other beer. You know what? Actually, I'll throw one more out there, and I'm not guessing it's this beer. I got this collab from Upper Pass Brewing. I think it was Upper Pass. I posted something from. I think I posted the review. Anyway, it kind of reminded me of that one. Let's see what the sucker is. Okay, Sheban Brewing. This is the second one. I've a mystery beard from Steven. This is their Java Pig Stout. So it's 6%. Java Pig Stout. No other stuff on here. Coffee, bacon, oatmeal stout. I doubt there's actually bacon in here. They're calling it a coffee smoked stout. Maybe that smokiness is what I'm confusing that kind of dryness with. It's dry, but I can see that being a little bit of smoke, but it has intense dryness to it. You know, the coffee, like I said, it's there, but it's not over the top. I get it. I get that it's there. I was close to the EBV, and yeah, it's just kind of uninspiring. Really not much to it. That head dissipated quickly. I said, you know, assuming there's some kind of nutty peanut butter, coconut thing in there, not necessarily for taste, but for the fact that it kind of, you know, the head went away that quick. So it's kind of weird. It's okay. You know, it's a fine beer. It doesn't really do much for me. The carbonation being gone kind of is a bit poopy. But, you know, it is what it is. No dating on the can. You know, the label. Yeah, the label's probably my favorite part about it. I don't know, something about it. It's kind of like I don't know, a weird Charlotte's Web or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Mystery beer. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better coffee stouts I've had as of late. Definitely not. Value and availability. It's Sheban. We actually get their stuff down here. Haven't seen this, but their stuff gets around and leave you with, if you like what will you like this beer. If you like flat beer that give you hints of coffee, this is for you. Otherwise, unless this can is an aberration, let me know if it is. If you out there, you would know from the get how that head kind of shown itself. If it's different for you, let me know. Other than that, it's kind of like a hard pass for me. There you go. Another review in the books. Mystery beer, mind you. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing a whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little coffee stout right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.